Welcome back to Coin Explorer. Today we're about to uncover a truly fascinating story, a tale wrapped in copper, cloaked in history, and possibly sitting unnoticed in your old collection. Welcome to Coin Explorer, where every coin has a past, and some just might have a future worth thousands, or even more. And today's star? The 1990 Republic of the Philippines 50 Sentimo coin, a coin so overlooked, so modest in size, that you'd never imagine it could be the key to a treasure hunt that numismatists around the world are beginning to take very seriously. Yes, you heard it right. This small piece of currency, often passed over in drawers, jars, and flea market boxes, could potentially be worth thousands, or even millions of dollars, depending on certain rare conditions and features. So don't blink and don't scroll, because what we're about to explore could completely change the way you look at that humble Filipino coin in your pocket. Let's rewind to 1990, a time of transition, ambition, and identity in the Philippines. The nation was still emerging from the political waves of the 1986 People Power Revolution. The currency, like the country itself, was evolving. And the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas was minting coins not just for commerce, but, as it turns out, perhaps unknowingly, for collectors of the future. Enter the 1990 50 Sentimo coin, a circular coin minted from brass-clad steel, giving it a distinctive yellow-gold hue. Striking, durable, and unmistakable. It measures 22 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge and a weight of around 4 grams. The obverse side features Marcelo H. del Pilar, a Filipino writer, lawyer, and revolutionary hero, whose contributions to the country's independence movement remain etched in history. His solemn portrait is paired with the inscription Republika ng Pilipinas and the mint year, 1990. Flip the coin, and you're greeted by the national seal of the Philippines and the denomination 50 Sentimo, carefully engraved and beautifully balanced. It's a coin that was meant to represent national pride. Functional, yes, but unintentionally iconic. Now here's where things get really interesting. Most people who've handled this coin would never give it a second thought. After all, it was circulated widely, used daily for transactions in the bustling markets of Manila, in jeepneys, sari-sari stores, and every corner of the country. But within these coins, certain rare traits, minting anomalies, and low surviving condition variants have been identified by collectors, fueling a growing interest that has completely shifted this coin's perceived value. Some of these anomalies include die cracks, double strikes, and off-center minting, rare errors that can dramatically boost a coin's desirability. And given the relatively low-grade metal used, most of these coins didn't survive the years in perfect shape. That means high-grade specimens, especially those in mint state, are extremely difficult to find. And where rarity meets condition, value skyrockets. Let me tell you a story that'll keep you thinking. In 2021, a collector based in California stumbled upon a bag of world coins he had purchased from a local estate auction. Among them, buried between a few Malaysian sen and British pennies, sat a 1990 50 Sentimo coin. At first glance, nothing special. But as he examined it under a jeweler's loupe, something stood out, a visible die clash mark behind Marcelo H. del Pilar's portrait, an error not commonly reported. He sent it to a grading company. The result? An MS-67 grade, extraordinarily rare for this coin, which was mostly handled, scratched, or corroded due to age. Though the coin wasn't officially listed on major auction houses at the time, private collectors started reaching out, and before long, offers climbed into the tens of thousands of dollars. Some enthusiasts whispered valuations upwards of $1 million, though no sale confirmed it. Why such excitement? Because this isn't just about money, it's about a hidden chapter in numismatic history. You see, the 1990 50 Sentimo represents more than currency. It's part of a transitional design series that bridges old-style Filipino coinage with the modern era. It was one of the last 50 Sentimo coins before major redesigns and the gradual phasing out of small denominations. For collectors, that means this coin doesn't just mark a value, it marks a boundary. And anything that defines a moment of change tends to gain long-term importance. And remember, scarcity in high-grade form is a collector's dream. Many 1990 Philippine 50 Sentimo coins were heavily circulated. That means very few survived in unblemished condition. Combine that with any mint error or unique striking, and suddenly, you've got a jackpot. Let's zoom in on some technical identifiers that might help you spot a rare variant. First, check the font alignment on the denomination 50 Sentimo. If the lettering appears slightly raised or misaligned, or if you notice doubling in the numerals, you may be holding a double die error, one of the most desirable minting anomalies. Second, observe the rim of the coin. Some specimens show partial rims or slight flattening, which can hint at a misfeed during the striking process. Third, examine the portrait of Marcelo H. del Pilar. On certain rare coins, the lines of the hair and collar appear bolder than others, which could indicate the use of different dyes, possibly during a transitional phase at the mint. Lastly, always look for signs of wear versus signs of error. A scratch isn't valuable, but a raised line that follows a pattern, that's a clue. Now let's talk about the collector's mindset. Why would someone pay a fortune for a coin like this? It's the thrill, the hunt, the mystery of history that numismatists live for. When you find a coin that's not supposed to be rare, but is, it ignites something. And the 1990 50 Sentimo fits perfectly into that category. It's a sleeper hit, a coin that was never intended to be valuable, but just might be. Imagine sitting at your desk, sifting through old coins, and realizing you're holding a piece of forgotten treasure. That's what this journey is about. Every mark on the coin tells a story, not just of the Philippines' history, but of its people, its economy, and its resilience. And when rarity meets historical emotion, value becomes immeasurable. So what should you do now? Simple. Start looking. Check your old coin collections. Look through your family's keepsakes. Visit local markets, antique shops, or even online bundles of mixed coins. And if you find a 1990 50 Sentimo, don't overlook it. Instead, inspect it, photograph it, and most importantly, consider professional grading. A certified coin with documentation has exponentially more value than one sitting ungraded. Services like PCGS and NGC can turn that mysterious coin into a recognized piece of history. Even if you're not looking to sell, the story alone makes it worth preserving. So here's the big takeaway. Every coin has a story. And sometimes, that story is still unfolding. The 1990 Republic of the Philippines 50 Sentimo coin is a shining example of how ordinary can become extraordinary. From humble brass-clad steel to a potential collector's prize, this coin is a reminder that history is never really behind us. It's in our pockets, our drawers, and sometimes in the palm of our hand. Thanks for watching Coin Explorer. If you're passionate about hidden gems, fascinating numismatic stories, and the thrill of the hunt, make sure you hit that subscribe button like this video and share it with fellow collectors. And remember, never underestimate the power of a small coin, because the next time you check your change, you might just find something priceless. Stay curious, stay sharp, and keep exploring.